In 1933, a lifeboat from the SS Valencia was found drifting near Vancouver Island. It looked almost new, but the ship it belonged to had vanished beneath the waves 27 years earlier. How did a wooden boat survive nearly 3 decades at sea alone? To understand that, we have to go back to the night the graveyard of the Pacific claimed its most famous victim. The Pacific Northwest has earned a nickname, the graveyard of the Pacific. Thousands of ships have been lost along these dangerous waters. Fog, jagged rocks, powerful currents, massive storms. But one disaster stands above the rest: the wreck of the SS Valencia. Some people call it one of the worst maritime disasters in North American history. Others call it one of the most haunted shipwrecks ever recorded. The SS Valencia leaves San Francisco, headed for Seattle. On board are hundreds of passengers, families, business travelers, children, crew. It's a normal sea voyage until a powerful winter storm moves in. The world goes pitch black. The captain believes he's farther north than he actually is. Without warning, the ship slams into rocks near Cape Beale, on Vancouver Island. Then, out of the dark, the hull rips open. Panic erupts. Gigantic waves pound the ship against the cliffs. The crew lowers lifeboats, but many are launched incorrectly. Several overturn almost immediately. Others are smashed against the rocks. Many people drown before they ever have a chance. Meanwhile, survivors still aboard can actually see rescuers on shore. They are agonizingly close, but impossible to reach. Imagine clinging to the rails for nearly 48 hours, with towering waves edging ever closer. And every hour the ship breaks apart, a little more. People are swept into the sea. Entire families disappear. By the time rescue finally arrives, between 136 and perhaps as many as 181 people are dead. Every woman and every child aboard is lost. The tragedy was so concentrated and so sudden that some people believe the coast itself couldn't let it go. Before the wreckage even settled, the sightings began. Not long after the wreck, strange reports begin. Lighthouse keepers, sailors, fishermen, all begin describing the same impossible sight: a steamship appearing through dense fog, silently drifting, then vanishing. Some claimed they could make out passengers standing motionless along the rails, as if still waiting to be rescued. Others reported seeing figures clinging to the rigging, exactly as survivors had during the disaster. Something even stranger. Some witnesses reported seeing the Valencia engulfed in flames. The burning ship would emerge from the fog, only to disappear seconds later. With no distress call, nothing. Why were experienced sailors all describing the same impossible ship? But ghostly lights in the fog are one thing. Physical evidence that defies the laws of nature is another. And that brings us to the lifeboat. In 1933, a lifeboat from the Valencia was discovered floating in Barkley Sound. It had drifted for 27 years. Marine experts were stunned. Many believed it should never have survived that long. Then, an even darker legend appeared. Some indigenous fishermen reportedly claimed that, shortly after the disaster, they had discovered another Valencia lifeboat hidden inside a sea cave, filled with the skeletons of passengers. No one has ever been able to verify it. But once the tale spread, it became one of the most chilling legends connected to the wreck. Before we assume ghosts, there are some possible explanations. Fog over cold water creates strange optical illusions. A phenomenon called fata morgana can distort ships beyond recognition, making distant vessels appear to float in impossible places. Why did so many independent witnesses describe nearly identical sightings for decades? Today, the wreck of the Valencia still rests beneath the waters off Vancouver Island. Divers have explored what's left. Artifacts have been recovered. The sea has reclaimed almost everything. Almost. Does the SS Valencia still sail through the mist, searching for the rescue that came far too late, hoping someone finally reaches shore? After all, not every ship that disappears stays gone. What do you think? Is this 99% true or not? Consider liking and subscribing for more unusual tales. And if you're ever in the bay near Pachina Point, Vancouver Island, British Columbia, keep an eye out when the weather turns stormy. You too may see the ghosts of the SS Valencia.